So for those of you who joined us today for the first time, welcome. A quick introduction. We are VBout. We have been doing these for the past 8 years. Our community is quite strong. We've grown the community to about 20,000 members, not counting our social media following. This is just community based on events. I will put in the chat a link to our Facebook group, which has been growing. We share a lot of recent releases, information, topics, and marketing tips. So I'll put in the information in the chat. I would love to have you follow us and become part of our community. We promise to only share some of the coolest and the latest in marketing tech. A little bit about me. My name is Richard. I run a company called VBout. It's my baby, and we've been building it for the past 8 years. We are a marketing automation stack that's AI powered. We allow you to generate leads, nurture leads, and retain leads. So if you would compare us to some of the products on the market, we stack up nicely against HubSpot, Marketing Cloud, Marketo, ActiveCampaign. So between the MailChimp and HubSpot, we are right there in the middle. We focus on the marketing stack, not the sales stack. We've built it so it's as simple as possible to learn and master. We provided the stack at a great price, so you're not paying mortgage and a car payment every month or a house payment on a tool or platform. We give you premium support, and this year's main KPI or OKR is to build AI and predictive capabilities into every feature in VBout. And we've done great so far, a lot of awesome releases. Those of you who joined in and are utilizing VBout today, they saw some of those awesome content assistant via AI, so you can generate emails using an AI engine, predictive sending on emails, so we can tell you the best time to send out emails based on engagement, and a lot more to come. So with my small team of 20, we're able to secure some of the top positions on the market from the 300 plus marketing automations, and we're really proud about what we've built. I'd love to talk to you if you are an agency and you want to have an agency focused marketing stack, or if you're a company with a small marketing unit and you want to utilize technology. I would love to have a conversation with you. I won't bore you with any product demo. This is not what we're here today. We're here to first and foremost teach you. But I will put in a link in the chat, so in case you're looking for a marketing technology to power your business that's AI driven, there's a link for our demo. I would love for you to talk to one of my success managers. We'll determine real quick if VBout is a good fit for you.
Richard,
I'm listening, George.
Yes, can you please provide me and Nate the option to be able to send to everyone if we want to send the link or anything else, please?
To who? To Nate? I'm sorry, George.
Just so we can like chat with, we see like Molly X. I see that see you're in DFW. It's awesome. If we have the ability to chat with the audience, that'd be great. If not, we can live without it for a little bit. We can go to Q&A later.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. It's I just changed that setting. You should be able to.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so today's topic is going to be around how customer reviews influence the buyer journey. And with us is Brad Zerman. He's a reputation dev at Birdeye. Justin Meredith, marketing manager at Birdeye, and our main speaker for today is going to be Nate Henry. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining.
It is our pleasure. Thank you for having us, Rich.
Absolutely. So just a quick action items for everybody before I give you controls here, Henry. If you want access to the recording, we'll provide you access after the event. So maybe by tomorrow or Friday the most, you'll have an email, and it will include the presentation, will include the recording, and any relevant links and materials that you missed. So do not worry if you need to leave early, although I would love to keep you because today Birdeye is offering gift cards, $300 gift cards, 3 $100 gift cards for those of you who can spot What is it again, Henry? You put in an Easter
Yeah,
egg
we've
scattered
got
around the slide.
we've got three hidden little images and clues, Halloween clues inside of the deck here. There's this little bit of a where's Waldo element to our meeting today. So, and the first people that find them, Brad, if you can just help us keep up with chat and team, the first people that find them, please call them out in the chat. And we do have, like Rich said, we have three different $100 gift cards we're going to be issuing. So
That's significant, guys. Yeah,
get to give away a little money, which will be fun.
awesome. So obviously that we want you to stay engaged with us. We'd love to hear from you. All you got to do is just drop in the chat. The moment that you hear or you see actually the Easter egg or the Halloween theme item floating on one of our slides, just drop in the chat and we'll take the first one. Just hands down, no cheating here. Everybody moderating is going to keep an eye on this. Just say, I saw the object and type it in the chat. If you're on Facebook, I don't know if you can do it. We're gonna have to do this just strictly on here, right, Nate? Or you
Yeah,
wanna do
probably. If
Facebook?
someone can watch Facebook Messenger on your side, Rich, we probably can make that work. And yeah, you just call out whatever you see. Be descriptive so we know that you see it, and all we just need your contact info and we'll send you some money.
All right, 3 $100 gift cards, guys. You can take your significant other for dinner. You can buy a new pair of shoes, or simply you can just go shopping on Amazon, whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
Or you can give them back to me so I can spend it on my own Amazon items. Anyways, so I want to introduce real quick Nate. And again, I have an awesome team here. Brad, Nate, Justin, thank you so much for doing this. Nate is the VP of Channel Resellers at Bird Eye. He is in charge of the wholesale side of the business, which consists of more than 600 partners and growing. I've been watching Bird Eye since almost the early stages, and they've grown significantly. They became a household in the marketing world, especially focused on reputation management. I know Henry, Nate will get a little deeper into the product later. I'll leave that to him. But Henry has spent 14 years selling, building, managing products and services to drive leads location-based, right? So that means he's very experienced working with local businesses, getting engagement for local businesses, and highly qualified to talk about the topic for today. He's married. He only has 4 kids. I think one more on the way, right, Nate?
No, sir. No, sir.
And he loves the outdoors.
I'm 200% to quota on my children.
And he loves music, as you can see in the background. Sorry for my boring background, guys. There's nothing in there. Nate has an awesome tool set in the studio there. So he likes outdoors and music production. Without further ado, I'm going to leave it to you, Nate. But if anybody during this presentation has any questions, drop them in the chat. We want to keep this as interactive as possible. We'll be taking on questions. And if something is technical, we're going to have to skip you. I'm sorry. We do sometimes get technical questions. But yeah, without further ado, I think, Nate, you can take it from here.
All right. Thank you.
I'll stop sharing and you can share yours.
Perfect. So, guys, it is an honor to be visiting with y'all. I am a little teeny bit more about me, and to Rich's point, we definitely want this to be a very, very collaborative conversation today, guys. So please be outspoken, and yeah, we're ready to have some fun together here. So, let me go into present mode. Do you guys thumbs up from somebody? You guys can see my screen.
We can see your text messages in the other screen, not the slideshow.
Whoops. Bear with me 1 second. Let's see. Let's try again. What about now?
Good.
You are good.
We got it? All right,
Yes.
great. Thank you. So, guys, a teeny bit more about me. So I have been in charge of partnerships at Bird Eye for about 3.5 years now. I was at a company called Yext for almost 2 years prior to coming to Bird Eye. For about 8 years prior to that, I was one of the owners of a competitor of Yext. So I have too much probably nerdy bullet points in my mind on marketing technology and SaaS for location-based businesses. During about around a 10-year period, I was one of the owners of 2 different internet marketing agencies, where we built and sold websites and SEO and pay-per-click and social media. And I went through the phase of when content marketing first came out, and that was a big buzz and everyone wanted to talk about content marketing. Or even like way back in the day when reputation management didn't mean things like generating Google reviews. Like maybe by a show of people from the chat, who remembers when reputation management was where people had bad things that showed up when they did a name search for themselves, and they had like a DUI picture show up, or some court case or some whatever. Something from Ripoff Report or whatever. So, I was doing marketing during all those times, back in the SEO days where you could build a great, very thorough website, and you could just go get like 200 directory links, and you could have 50 page 1 rankings in the first 5 days of the website being live. And, we're in a very different space now. And I got into this space. I fell in love with the space because I was in Yellow Pages business. And my very first job in Yellow Pages, my salary was $4, or my hourly pay was $4.50 an hour, or something, maybe a little bit less than that, and then commission. And my job it was right when yellowpages.com was coming out. And my job was to call to these really small towns and try to convince people like in Branson, Missouri, that they should upgrade their red bold listing that they've had in the white pages for like 40 years. And they should upgrade it to a website and internet marketing. And I would sit there and have arguments with people where they'd be like, everyone does not need a website. Why would anyone want a website? No, people do not look at the internet on their phones. Why in the world would someone do that? And just through those conversations, I just kind of, I don't know, I just fell in love with it. And then the fast pace of the agency just really got me drawn to it and kept me there. So today, guys, we're going to talk about essentially how online reviews help your clients. I'm going to speak mostly from like a perspective of working with agencies. Actually, if anyone wants to collaborate here in chat too, do we have anyone here that's not from an agency that represents a direct brand? So we can make sure to keep the conversation real on point there. So in addition to that, it's, how can reputation management solutions help a business grow? Not your end client, but how can that be deployed to help do things like, make your proposals look better for our new deals, or to reduce churn on existing deals and things like that. And how it all ties together, and you can drive more operational efficiency and bring better solution to your end customer. So a very quick bit about Birdeye. We have been around since 2012. Late Q1, we close on a Series C round of fundraising. We have the number now is almost 700 employees. Something that I really love about Birdeye, it's very unique about Birdeye. And I think marketing practitioners seem to like this. We have 150 engineers to 700 people. So, we have almost 25% of our headcount are product engineers. We launched 240 new features last year alone, which is a tremendous amount of new features. And by no means do we have 240 products or anything like that. So what that means is that we're constantly enhancing our product, and just like the team at VBout, we're constantly trying to innovate and add more value to make our product more sticky with our customers. And just like VBout, where they have all these G2 recognition, which is awesome, and it's not easy to get. Birdeye has had. We are number 1 in online reputation management on G2 for the last 22 quarters. We are right now number 1 on listings in G2 as well. We are also number 1 for, I believe the category is SMS and messaging So we've got some great awards there, and we have a good, healthy ecosystem of partnerships.
It's awesome. So guys, I know Nate has asked a question. Who of you here today with us is an actual brand? I would love to hear from you. You can drop in the name of your brand. And what about this? Also, if you are managing reputation for yourself or for your clients, reputation, be it reviews, local reviews, or Nate, correct me if I'm wrong, it could be reviews from like G2 or other channels. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, it can be product reviews. Most commonly, it's reviews that would be tied to something like a Google business profile.
Okay.
But it can be product reviews. It can be a little bit of even like employee reviews, employer reviews. Not as much of a focus there, but we can help there from time to time.
I'm sure everyone here has some sort of a Facebook review or Google review. It has to be. So we have our first winner for the gift card, right? Is it Cameron?
Yeah, Cameron is like,
Awesome.
I just like refresh the page and Johnny on the spot.
Awesome. Cameron, you got the first $100 gift cards. There are two
Yes.
more left, guys. So if you're just tuned in, we have two more $100 gift cards waiting for you. Just spot the little Halloween gadget thingy that's going to show up and you'll win. So thanks, Cameron.
Great. Yes, congratulations. All right, so let's see, we have some people from, all right, Trust SSD. Great. Thank you for collaborating here, guys. So how we look at things right now is there's location-based businesses and even specifically SMBs. And I saw this. I was interim vice president of enterprise here at Birdeye for a little bit over a year. Enterprise for Birdeye is businesses with 250 locations or more. We even saw this as a challenge for some enterprises, but whether it's fair or not, SMBs are held to enterprise standards for customer experience. And I actually right now, maybe you guys can hear it in the background, my plumber is texting me right now, which is awesome. I can be productive as a homeowner working through a problem, which is great. And I expect my plumber to be able to communicate with me. I will do more business with my plumber or other people that will communicate with me in ways that I want to communicate with them. And again, maybe it's not fair because these SMBs don't have the budget, but companies like VBAL, companies like Birdeye, we have built SaaS products and marketing technology that can level the playing field and really deliver enterprise level value, to smaller businesses. They don't have to have the $500,000 annual, Qualtrics engagement to really provide great customer experience. And, in before the 2000s, kind of the way businesses were focused on generating leads, it was a lot of it was different types of outbound marketing. It was buying ads. SEO in some ways is outbound marketing, right? You're trying to get placement on keywords. It's not maybe a traditional way of describing outbound marketing, but the concept is the same. You can't buy that placement, but you're trying to earn that placement. And that's how consumers were engaging. If you think about the biggest example there would be like a Super Bowl commercial or something like that, Then as time went on, content marketing became more and more popular. You started seeing like the, recommended articles and, really in the agency world, everyone was trying to sell content marketing. There was a premium tied to it. What was really difficult about content marketing for local businesses, or at least what I experienced, was a local business really had a hard time driving. Like if you are this plumber here, this Pearson's Plumbing, you have a really hard time finding someone who's having a plumbing problem right now that happens to stumble across one of your most popular articles. So it ended up being kind of a flash in the pan, if you will, for SMBs, and enterprises hung on to it a little bit more. And we still see that today. But now the reality is that and actually, surprisingly, to some extent, COVID made us go there way faster than I think companies were ready for. It turned things into the age of experiences. And when we have a great experience, we have high standards for what is a great experience. But two, when we have great experiences, it's easier now than ever to share those great experiences. And I'm not just talking about sharing them on reviews, but to use the example of reviews, if you think about anywhere you go today to buy anything, the user interface of these sites all have reviews, normally in the top right or something like that. And that whether you're, buying a TV or you're ordering a pizza or you're looking at a car.
100%, Nate. And I just want to back this up because a lot of companies, they really don't know the tools that are at their disposal. So they think reputation management will cost them an arm and a leg. So they opt in for the manual way. They think marketing automation is just for enterprise. So they opt out sometimes, right? Until they found tools like ViewOut or they find tools like Bird Eye. So to realize they could actually manage this just like enterprises and they could provide the proper customer experience. Second, I want to just add this and I'll give it back to you, Nate. If you look at all the research done on buying decisions, whether be it B2B SaaS products, B2C, B2G, reviews are on the forefront or the first thing that people look for or how other people have experienced your product, right? So it's really critical to, get on the bandwagon of focusing on your reviews. So I just wanted to add that. Back to you.
Sure, thank you. And actually, one of the things that's funny, maybe I don't know if funny is a good word, but I'll use the word funny. It's even today. I was having one of my employees today was talking to me about, we're working with an agency who's trying to help different customers in the medical space, and these customers are these businesses they're working with. They're antiquated still today, and they're trying to do things like, from a review perspective, they're trying to do things like they have the QR code on their desk or whatever. When you go check in at the dentist's office, there's a QR code you can take a picture of to go leave a review, or they say, no, we're going to ask our employees to do this. The problem with that is that the shininess of that wears off. Employees forget, it stops becoming a priority. Other businesses that have automation in place end up, taking market share from them because they're just a little bit more forward thinking in their technology. And the kind of this portion here on the left speaks to what Rich and I are just talking about. And it's not going to, not trying to be a fortune teller here or anything, but it's not going back. I don't know how or why it would. And the ante will keep being upped. And the more us on this call here can help local businesses, whether it's choosing Bird Eye or a competitor of Bird Eye or whatever, the more we can help them and educate them, the better, the more profitable these businesses are going to be. And best thing to me about selling to small businesses, they wear their heart on their sleeves. And when you do great things for them in the agency, when you do great things for them and you provide great services for them, they're the ones that call you and they say, like, I'm going to have a better Christmas this year because of all these leads we just got, or, we're going to go on this one vacation we were hoping to go on. When you sell to enterprises, they're so guarded. They don't want to share very much with you. They're very protective and they don't want to get too excited. Naaman, nice try. I like your attitude. You went for it. It's not a ghost. I think it's just a smudge or something, but I like it.
Thanks, Naaman. Keep going.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Rich, I think you said it really well. The reviews are everything. And the sooner, businesses can buy into this, the better. But this is a important stat. Basically everyone, only 2% of the people that look for a new local business don't look at a review. I don't like my odds if I'm a business owner and I don't look good in my reviews. I do not like my odds. And great thing for a lot of small businesses too is like the gap they really have to close to look better on reviews than their competitors is it's not insurmountable. It's it's not like they have to go from 10 reviews a year to 1,000 reviews a year or something like that, right? We're not talking major lift here. And this isn't just hypothesis or anything like that. Most of us that are marketers are fighting for presence on Google for our customers. We will include the source link here to this statement, but Google just straight up says high quality positive reviews from your customers can improve your business visibility. What does business visibility mean in Google's context here to you, Rich?
So business visibility is how you get found, whether somebody's doing a search or recommended search. So business visibility is straight up. Google doesn't work the same way it used to be, right? Back in the days, it used to be content and how much you have of it. Now it's the structured content, and now it's experiences and mobile first. So the way people are talking about you also factor into your SEO, believe it or not.
And I know as I remember my days in the agency, we always like to shy away from conversations about keyword rankings and stuff like that, because you have the client who always be like, oh yeah, but if I search this one long tail, I don't show up well in this term or whatever, even though there might only be 5 searches for it, a year or something. But the reality is that these SMBs, they care about visibility. Visibility to me is almost like you could search rankings, and obviously with better visibility and better reviews, the propensity that the consumer engages with the content and engages with the call to action, the propensity goes up. And there's a lot of different ways of looking at customer experience. How we like to talk about this is there's kind of 3 areas where a business needs to focus on help in their customer experience. It's attracting the prospect, converting the prospect, and delighting the prospect, keeping them coming back for more. And we view this as it used to be very much the customer transacted and see you later. And now I got to go focus back on new leads. It's got to keep pumping in. That still has to happen now, but businesses are adopting and implementing technology that's allowing them to bring what was in the bottom of the funnel that just closed back into the top of the funnel. And how we approach this, guys, and how we view this is, we'll stick with that plumbing example from before. If something is broken at my house and I need a plumber, I'm going to go on Google and I'm going to search for a plumber near me. I'm not going to pay a trip charge of someone that's got to, drive 2 hours to get to my house or whatever. I want someone close and I want them there quickly. And once I find some options of people that are close, I'm going to look at their reviews. This is just naturally what I'll do. And whether it's I'm looking for plumbing or pizza or a dentist or whatever, it's the same journey. Once I, see a plumber that looks up to my standards of what I'm looking for, I'm going to reach out to them in some way, shape, or form. I'm going to go to them through their website and maybe try to fill out a form fill. I might try to chat them. I might go through, Facebook Messenger, Rich. And I know you have a lot of people who are dialing in through Facebook today. My wife prefers to engage with people through Facebook where she can. So I'm not wired that way, but there's, she spends a lot of the percentage of money in our family. And when we're hiring contractors, she's making a lot of that decision. So people will need to be able to understand the consumers that are coming into these different channels. It might be through Google Chat. They might just try to text you just directly from texting your phone number, which is something I try to do often. Once I connect with this business and I transact, the business needs to be able to get my feedback in some way, shape, or form. They need to be able to possibly ask me to leave more reviews, or maybe they want to send me a survey and say, how did our technician do today? Did they clean up after the job? Did they wear the little booties when they came into the house? Did they look sharp in their uniform? Was their uniform clean? Did they address you with respect? Or maybe if this plumber knows, which I've transacted with them multiple times, maybe they know I'm the perfect customer and I'm super happy, and maybe they want me to refer more business back to them, right? They know I'm real happy. The value of a referral is much higher than the value of just the new lead that the business is calling for. And once these businesses are asking for all this feedback, maybe through reviews or through surveys or through referrals or whatever, the business needs to be able to understand that feedback. The business probably isn't going to have someone just like go through every review and then, like kind of mark down what the pros and cons were of the review. They need things like what Rich's team brings to the table so well, and analysis of that data. So they can do something with it. So actionable insights, if you will, can rise to the top.
Just to add something here, Nate, and I know many people maybe on this call, they might be aware, but is it overwhelming to have to manage every single tool throughout this cycle? And that's just playing the devil's advocate for those who are here with us. Do you guys feel like this is too much to be able to find, chat, communicate, and keep on communicating and offering follow-up reviews? Okay.
And Rich, to that, one step further, how many people, obviously it's too difficult for one person, but how many people would be required? And it's kind of a rhetorical question, right? And then how many of those businesses during 2 or 3 years ago were either forced to cut some of their staff. Molly, you're right on. Were either forced to cut some of their staff, or they thankfully grew through COVID, but had a hard time retaining employees. And now we're struggling with churn of employees, which almost every local business I talk to is struggling with this and has help wanted signs on doors and things like that. The tax that is goes on these employees to try to manage so many things at once is overwhelming.
Right. This is why, and this might there's a little self-promotion here, and let's just put it out there, Nate, because what we've built so far between Bird's Eye and Vivout, we know that this is a challenge, and we know a lot of the stuff can be automated. So you guys don't really don't think you have to manage so many products and so many different learning curves. Most of the stuff can be handled through probably 2 products, 3 products at most. So you can attract and manage reviews and stay on top of that, let's say using Bird Eye. And a lot of the stuff in the delight stage, communication stage, conversion stage could be automated using product like Vivout. So although it looks overwhelming, when you use or the technology available, it's actually not that much. You just have to learn the method, the processes, and that's why we exist. So we want to empower you guys, so that although it looks overwhelming, the reality is implementation is not. That's all.
Agreed. And there is a big addressable market, guys. Obviously, when Bird Eye went around doing fundraising, we had to do a lot of research to determine, if we should be doing fundraising even. And there are a lot of industries spending money on products in customer experience space. It is many companies spending lots of dollars. I think where companies like Bird Eye and Vivout come in and we can really help drive value is helping our partners be differentiated in what they're selling to the not quite Christian, but I like good shot almost. When an SMB sees a pitch and it says, we're going to offer you a website and SEO and pay-per-click, and a business owner that doesn't know anything about what all that means, and it kind of feels like it's black magic. They just see like, okay, well, you have this, and you both sides have the same things they're offering. You want to be able to be differentiated in bundles. When a lot of companies struggle with, they're great with retention, they're phenomenal in retention, they're obsessed with their customers, and their customers know they love them, so they don't lose customers, but they don't have anything else to sell to them, and their customers are expecting them to bring new things to the table. It's important, so, or maybe, for partners that have kind of lightweight solutions like what our companies do together, and are ready to upgrade to something that is world-class, that is category leadership on G2, like you see it in both of our companies here. And we do our absolute best to be very, very transparent. We provide partners like a great deal of data on talk tracks. How do you open up a conversation and identify the pain point the customer might have, and how do you tie that back to issues with a low amount of stars, or they don't get new reviews, or when they do get reviews they don't respond. We spell this out. We give talk tracks, we give email cadences, and a lot of resources to help enable our partners. Bird Eye has about 90,000, a little bit over 90,000 installs right now, and over 50% of all of our installs are through our partnerships, which tells you how important our agency partnerships are to us, and we try to do a great job of resourcing those relationships. So we will again send this content out to share with everybody, but there are very simple ways that businesses can improve their online reputation. There are, obviously, you have to ask for reviews, and there's manual ways of doing it. There's automated ways of doing it. The more you can automate, the higher results. Rich, I don't think I shared this with you before, but we have data that says that if a business is integrated with, if a business has reputation management, review generation integrated into their back office software. So like my plumber that was working with me, they use a software called House Call Pro. And if they're integrated with House Call Pro with Bird Eye combined, on average, they will generate over 1,500% more reviews than through that integration than they will organically.
I'm sure that's great. That's great. And I think there's also some cadence. I don't know if you get to, like, you get a target after the experience within a specific amount of time. And the cool thing about that is if you don't do it, people don't know. Like, don't assume people are going to go look you up on Google and leave a review. People don't do that unless you ask or you give them a reason to. So it's really important to integrate some sort of a review management, or asking for reviews specifically post-experience, that's embedded into your system of choice, like you said.
A lot of businesses are afraid of this, Rich, but you should ask everyone for reviews. Good businesses are around because they're good. Their customers actually like them and they keep coming back. They get very afraid that they're going to get slammed with bad reviews and then it's going to keep them up at night, and it just doesn't really happen.
I think businesses who don't operate with passion, maybe they're afraid. But if you're just working and you're putting 100% and you've done your best, there's nothing to be afraid of. And it's okay to get one shitty review here and there. There's nothing wrong with getting a bad review. What's wrong is if you become just completely oblivion and you ignore it and you don't do anything about it. I think that's the key, because what people look for more than anything else on top of a bad review is how did the business respond to the bad review. So yes, back to you, Nate. Absolutely. Ask for reviews regardless what kind of business, and have a review program with incentives and all.
And then responding to the reviews. There you go, Naaman. You hit the nail on the head. And Christian, you got your you got it right. So we need to make sure
who won?
Christian. Yeah,
okay.
he found the pumpkin.
Christian's been trying hard. Christian, you got a $100 gift card.
That's awesome.
So guys, we need your emails. Cameron, please give George directly your email. And Christian as well, please go give George directly your email via chat. So guys, we have one more gift card, right, Nate?
Yep, that's correct. We got one more still.
Awesome.
And yeah, so then responding to the reviews is really important. It is a ranking signal to the search engines. So not only is it important to consumers, but it's a ranking signal. A contractor we hired recently, one of the reasons we chose to hire them was they had negative reviews, but the owner of the business, we could tell it was the owner by the way their response was written. They went straight on and addressed the negative concerns from the customers. So, when you're working on a large project, or when you're doing business with someone, you don't expect it to be perfect, but you do want accountability, and you want to know that they're going to handle when issues do arise, because they will, it gets handled well. So the response to the reviews is huge. And one of the things Bird Eye does is automation to response. We have the ability to automatically reply up to 50 different review response templates and juggle them. So things like when we see that Donald Wilson left a 1-star review, an automated response can be sent to Donald, one of 50 different reviews or responses, that say, hey, insert name. So it grabs Donald's name and it inserts his first name. We're sorry to hear that you had a bad experience on your birthday. We want to make things right. Please give us a call at, and then insert phone number for location. So
That's awesome.
this does not look like a robot wrote it by any means. We have intelligence built into the software, so we don't, instantly respond in 2 seconds, right? There's a delay. So it gives it a real feeling. This is a big, a part of Google algorithm as well, is how the business engage with the reviews. And then promoting the reviews is important too. Making sure that other customers know that you run a great business, and whether you're promoting that in ads or you're promoting on social media, that's very important. And Bird Eye enables automation of the promotion of those reviews. Real quickly, Rich, just want to share a couple of small success stories. Again, we'll share this out, but we have good solid lift. So here is the example of quarter over quarter, where a business went from 248 reviews, which is a pretty good amount of reviews for a small business, to triple that in a very short period of time.
Just by asking.
Yeah, and it's exactly it, Rich. It's just by asking and naming. You're asking a question, how they do it. We integrated into their back-end software, and they just started asking every single customer when they check out, hey, please leave us a review on Google. Just simple, short question. And they do a lot of transactions. They have a lot of happy customers, and they get a lot of good reviews.
And this could be automated or semi-automated at least. So it's not like every time somebody finishes the experience, you have to go in, type in information into a form, and then get the form up on the web. And then, it's not as complicated, guys. It's just probably either fully automated if you hook up to a system. That's something I think on Bird Eye, if they have connectors.
Yep.
Or it could be semi-automated, maybe just clicking a button or adding a tag or something like that.
It's correct. There's a lot of ways to do this. And Dr. Dre, I'm a fellow hip hop fan. Happy to answer your question. We do not have gating in our software, and it is against guidelines from the FTC. They published, it was in really late February of this year, they published an update on their guidelines, and they served warnings to 10 different software companies. They also fined an e-commerce business $4.5 million. I want to say it was in March or April.
What is gating, Nate? So for those of us who don't know.
Yeah, gating is just, I am going to selectively choose who gets a review based on if I know they're happy. So Rich, if I send you a text message and I say, thumbs up, thumbs down, how do we do today? And you select thumbs down, and I say, thank you for your feedback, we'll be in touch with you soon. And you don't ask me to leave a review, that would be review gating potentially. And if you respond thumbs up, you send me straight to a Google review, then that's where the gate comes in. It's essentially measuring the sentiment before you.
So it's illegal to do that, like to direct people, like send them, let's say, send them a message, thumbs down, thumbs up, and based on that, I either send them to a public review site or to a private forum. That's illegal.
That is correct, sir.
Okay. So those of you who are on this webinar and are doing review gating, you might want to check this out. I guess it's information worth noting.
Here, I just put in the chat, guys, the FTC article, so you know that I'm not BSing. Yeah, no problem, Dre. Yeah, so I know well the CEO of a couple of different companies that were served. I contacted one of them and asked them if it was real, and it was very real. And then one more, guys. This is just an agency we partner with, so we won't spend a lot of time here. But we the other example is a case study from a direct business. This is a partner of ours who's a marketing agency. We've done business with them a couple different times, which is funny. We did business with them for years. They left and came back. So it's a kind of a fun success story. And we talked a little bit about this, so we won't spend too much time here. Want to get to the the Q&A portion. Does anyone have any questions? Anything they want to ask, and we're happy to field them. We still got a few more minutes left, and possibly another. There you go. Let's see who got. Wow, everyone got that fast. Jeez.
Got which?
BW. Yeah, that was
BW got it first.
Yeah.
BW.
Good job, BW. I beat you.
Yeah. BW, I think, is the winner here.
Yep.
Thank you guys for participating. This is great. I have some questions on my own, actually, Nate.
Yeah, sure.
But I want to open it up as well for everybody. I mean, you guys are with the masters of review management. And on the other side as well, from VBOUT, we are very good at automations and understand the value of case studies and conversions through emails and communication that contains reviews and case studies. So you can ask anything you want while we're on this call. My first question to put out there, Nate, is do reviews matter the most for new customers or for repeat customers?
I don't know the answer to that question. My answer to that is it's all customers. Mm-hmm. It's new and repeat. It's new and repeat, and it's also the timing of when you ask them for the review is really important, Rich. Just to use an extreme example, if I'm a cosmetic surgeon, I do not want to ask my patient like 30 minutes after they roll out of my office how
bandages all around.
Yeah, that's not the right time, right? So and companies like VBOUT and Bird-Eye, we have we have automations that have intelligence built into them, so the right time to ask for this review based on the vertical, and that intelligence can be built into campaigns. So Rich, I think it's important that you ask everybody. And the way Google works now, and you keep asking, the reason, there's multiple reasons you want to ask for reviews. One, yes, you want to look better on search engines so you can win more customers, but you also really want to know what your customers think, because you as a business, you love them, you care about what they say, and it means a lot to you. So Google changed something a while back where a user can't leave multiple reviews on the same business. They can just update their review. Mm-hmm. So if I go to the Mexican restaurant this time, the fajitas were great, and next time I wasn't big on the margaritas or whatever, the most recent review is what's going to show. And I think that constant feedback is really important. And Naaman, our software does know if the customer already left a review. And so what the common thing to do would be then, Rich, using tactics like if the customer already left a Google review, ask them to leave a Facebook review like 6 weeks later or something, maybe don't keep hitting them up over and over and over again. Right.
Right.
Yeah, right. Ask them to leave a review somewhere else. Google is king, of course, but if you're in healthcare, health grades reviews really matter.
Right.
If you are, if you're in food space, as an example, Facebook reviews, TripAdvisor reviews, those are really, really important.
And you can just kind of, from a cadence perspective, right? You can use tagging. So if somebody left a review on Facebook today, like you said, perhaps wait a couple of weeks and send them a request to review on Google, or you can wait for a second visit if you are a business with frequency in terms of your local bar or restaurant, and ask them for a different review the second visit around and use tagging. So obviously you don't want to keep sending every single time.
Yep.
But yeah, or do you think sending an invite to leave a review every single time is necessary?
I don't think it would be strategically advantageous to do that every time, but I do think it makes sense to communicate with them every time. You can ask for a review once, then next time they come in, maybe you try to get deeper feedback from them. Ask them a survey. Get some other feedback. Maybe you want to ask them something simple like thumbs up, thumbs down. How do we do today? Or maybe you want to ask them something a lot more complex.
Got it.
How did you feel when Naaman's asking about chiropractor, the review process for chiropractors? How did you feel when you left today?
Okay.
Upsell opportunities. Have you tried our infrared sauna?
Yes, very
No,
important.
you haven't. Okay, well now I have your information. You've never tried it. Right. So those type of questions I think are important. Staying engaged is great.
Awesome. Thanks, Nate. I have a question.
People have tons of choices. Do Google reviews affect local listing ranking? They do. The percentage they affect local ranking is, I believe it's not published by Google, but there's an article which, Brad, maybe we can dig this up, but there's an article that Bird Eye put out that had to do with the state of reviews. And it was this year, I believe, and we did another big one last year as well. But I want to say that SEO experts believe that around 40% of local search algorithm is tied to quantity of reviews, the frequency at which the business gets reviews, and the engagement that business has to the reviews. Do they respond to the reviews? And frequency at which they get reviews, meaning like, did I get 100 reviews in January and I don't get another one until December? Or is it a continual flow?
Yeah, and that's baked into pretty much every single review channel. They do the same thing. Like if you want to be the top local restaurant in your industry, they take the frequency of reviews seriously. So I think keeping reviews coming is important, not just gather 100 reviews and then never do it again. That's probably not going to be a long-term strategy. So I have a question here on Facebook. I don't want to miss out the Facebook questions from Wilson. Wilson is asking, what if it's a video testimonial and he approves some and he does not approve others? I think he's coming back to the FTC issue. Is that the same thing as review gating if he disapproves or approves certain reviews? And I think maybe Wilson is talking about specific types of review sites, not the ones that you cannot control, right, Wilson? If you're still with us.
Yeah, so in approving reviews, meaning like they don't go live until the business acknowledges that it's a real review.
So let's say you have an e-commerce site and some people are coming in and they're leaving reviews, but you have the capability to disable some that you feel are not as of good quality. Is that also review gating?
I understand what you're saying. That is different. No.
Okay.
If you're publishing the content on your own site, then you're just selectively it's marketing. You're just selectively choosing what you want to put out there on your own website. It's the same thing as, like, to use an extreme example, you don't have to put your 1-star review on a billboard that you buy, you can put a great review on there to highlight, something great about the business. So, and Bird Eye, guys, has gone through a ridiculous amount of scrutiny. We have the highest level of private API available with Google. So we have to follow their terms of service very closely. And Bird Eye has a review sharing widget. We have APIs. We have codes that can be copy and pasted on site that allow the business to select which reviews show up on their website. We have a question from Christian. How about apps that let you collect and showcase reviews from multiple sites to boost your SERP rankings and improve your brand reputation? I don't know, Christian, if you can give us an example of those specific sites, that'd be helpful if you have one. I'm not sure if I'm tracking with you.
I personally think, to answer Christian, I think I understand. It's just if you use some third-party sites that you can connect your different review channels, and it just creates some sort of pages for you that aggregate all that content.
Oh,
Does that help your SERP ranking or not? I believe Google is a lot smarter to just look for these apps. I might be wrong. I'm not an SEO expert by any means, but it's just gathering reviews, stacking them, and creating pages with content and link backs. I don't think it's enough anymore. That's just my feedback, Christian.
Richard, I agree with you 100% on, in the example of a plumber. If you're trying to rank for, plumber Fort Worth, Texas or whatever, it's not going to help. Where that would help is, and Bird Eye does this actually for every customer that signs up with Bird Eye gets this in part of their install with us, but it does help for if you're looking up like if you're Googling reviews on Nate's Plumbing or whatever, you type that specific into the search, that will that can help control the SERPs for those detailed name brand searches.
Right.
We have just a couple minutes here, Rich. I don't know if we have time for one more question or we want to come to a wrap. And
yeah, we'll take one last question, guys. We have 1 more minute because we're coming up to the hour. We have BW that says there's a gap with Amazon authors that don't publish through Seller Central. Can't reply to their reviews. Okay. Do you integrate with Amazon reviews, Nate?
We can, yes. We don't have native thank you, Bob. Take care. We don't have native review response built into the software for Amazon. We do have the ability to monitor those reviews, to generate reviews. BW, when you send us your information. So there's a couple companies I know that have very, very advanced functionality that's only in e-commerce. It's possible that one of these companies may be able to help with your use case. So we can talk a little bit via email, and happy to try to help make a connection for you.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're coming up top of the hour. Nate, if somebody wants to sign up to Bird Eye, what do they do next?
So you can email us at events@birdeye.com. This events email helps us track what we're doing here with you, Rich. And use this subject line, 50% off first 2 months. And we will actually give for any partners that sign up with us, we'll give them 50% off their invoice for the first couple months.
Awesome.
And
very generous.
If you guys just have questions and you want to visit and talk through whatever your questions are, please reach out. Rich, thank you so much, and George and team, thank you so much for inviting us to do this with you.
Absolutely, Nate. Thank you, and thanks to Brad and Justin, and for Bird Eye for sponsoring the gift cards. I think it was great. I'm pretty sure the winners are really excited. Is it okay if I share this promo via the email that we're going to be sending with the content?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So here we go, guys. Just a quick summary. Customer reviews should be at the forefront of your strategy. Don't push this aside. You'll be surprised how much it influences buying decisions. It doesn't matter what the industry is. People look at what others are saying about your brand, and they get influenced. So make sure that you're on top of it. Review programs are not as difficult as you think they are. It's all pre-canned responses in a process, and products like Bird-Eye can help you a lot. Automate processes, make it more streamlined, and help you stay on top of it. Of course, VBot, on the other hand, will help you communicate better and turn all these reviews into advanced marketing, follow-up, and retention. So with that being said, thank you, Nate. Thanks everybody who attended. We will be sharing the content on the slides, videos, and all within a day or so. And yeah, we'll be in touch with those winners with the gift cards. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.